Hi. It's it's Chris. Once
There we go. Who's got over there?
Right. Who's there? It's Santa. He's coming later. It's Chris, one Brickstad, and
Hey.
it is Mark, Minark, and
Hello.
it is
Hello.
Liz, who is with us in thoughts because Liz isn't feeling well, and our thoughts go out to her, and we hope that she feels better soon. And while she has to stay away, we are going to sit together and have a bit of early Christmas fun, and hope we can share it with you. How are we doing?
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Buzzing to finish this post office.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and I'm
Oh,
buzzing
yeah.
to finish at Alpine Lodge as well.
Yeah,
that is
Get them all done.
absolutely. I know. I went to my sister's earlier, and she's been collecting the Winter Village for about 7 years. So I was quite jealous because she's got a number of them that I really want to get that out. Are retired. So leaving her house just makes me want them even more.
right. Oh,
So
that's
many good ones,
fantastic.
though.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
I really want the gingerbread house. The
That
gingerbread house
gingerbread
is so
house. That's the
Ooh,
number one. I think that could be the number one because it just
yeah.
looks
It's
so
so
good, and it took them a long time to make it,
Mm.
you know. And yeah, it's just. And I know I like. And she showed me the little baby gingerbread,
It's just a 1x2
baby.
tile. It's so cute.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Yeah. It's interesting. Now
Hey,
we
Red.
come into a phase where I have the sets that people talk about. At the beginning, people talked about sets that were too early for me. And now we get in a phase that someone says, I like Ninjago City. And I think to myself, I have it. Or Ecto, I have it. And Batman 1989, I have it. Gingerbread House, I have it. It's really interesting because 2018 was when I started. So the most sets were bought between 2018 and 2022. Yeah.
Tell you what though, I'm so surprised at the value of these sets when they've been retired for a number of years. Why is the prices like so high? And then look at these. I look at some of them and think, yeah, you do. That set does look 15 years old or 10 years old, and it's like 200, 300 pounds. Like, what's going on? Why is it so expensive?
Yeah.
The only answer I think I can give to the whole thing is that it's genuinely people get FOMO, and FOMO adds in. It's like a FOMO tax. People just want to own them. You just think that, because
Right.
I mean, I suppose the advantage of Winter Village sets is they've always been the same retail price. So you kind of know that it's what its value is going to be every year. But if you wanted to buy it, you're kind of like the gingerbread house. If you're trying to buy it now, it's, as you were saying, Chris, it's the most popular one.
Yeah. I've noticed it has inflated the price, not to the extent of some of them, like the toy shop set, even the very first one, sealed. Blimey, you know. And I'm a bit of a snob, as you guys know, about like I'll only buy sealed sets.
So you get to experience it for the first time yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's just, you think if I bought that, and I've seen some of them sell for 300, 400, thinking I could buy the past 4 or 5 sets for that much, you know, and I'd rather have those sets than the others because, well, there are some sets that just like not say outdated, but they look classic. They look like they were of its time.
Right. The only thing is that what I really find fascinating is that I was around when the gingerbread house was released, and I bought it just off the shelf and built it. And back then, it wasn't such a hyped set. It's just, as Mark said, FOMO. And that you hear so often that when you can buy the set, it's not that popular. Sometimes it's even hated. I can remember when Cloud City, the Star Wars set, was out. Everyone hated it and said, oh, it's just a dish and it's flat and it looks shitty. Now try to buy it. it seems as if it were the most glorious set ever built.
It's surprising how people's opinions change. It's so funny. Because the thing is, if you think about it, you could take those person's comments from all this time ago when they're going, oh, this is the worst thing in the world ever. And then they're the ones going, oh, but it's such an amazing set. It's like, let me reverse a couple of years back and post a comment that you said on this date about the set. But I think influences change things. And also, I think a lot of sets have nostalgia attached to them. So I think even if a set itself isn't the best build in the world, if you can attribute a memory to it, that helps with the love of the set.
Yeah,
right.
So I think that has a lot to do with it. I certainly think so. I think for me, I've bought sets just based on the experiences I've had, whether it's been with friends, seen them build it, and then I bought it because of that.
Hey, Emily.
Yeah.
Hey, Ems.
And Emily, we got raided. DJ raid.
Oh,
hi.
TJ, welcome, friend.
Hey,
we raided into TJ earlier, and we've got the raid in return.
Right. Gail is with us. And
hey, Gail.
Mark is with us. Hi, Mark.
Great name. How are you, friend?
And Trevor.
Fantastic name.
Yeah.
Hey, Trevor.
Oh. Hi. Oh.
Hey.
It's so funny. The Chicago gang right underneath each other. Trevor, BBJ. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, and Martin. Hi.
Hey, Martin.
Hey, Martin.
DJ. Thank you very much for the raid.
TJ.
Thank you, TJ.
Michael. Hi.
TJ was working on the city space. He was building city space.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Talking of space, how do you like the that new Blacktron set that's just been revealed?
So I think it's really difficult actually. I think the set itself is all right, but it's definitely not going to be a day one for me whatsoever. I think for those that like that like Blacktron, maybe so, but definitely not a day one for me.
No, I'm quite surprised. Like it didn't seem to be promoted or anything. It just seemed to be just thrown out there at the end of the year. And it, I'm not sure why that is. Is that just because they're not trying to get it to appeal to a wider audience? I don't know.
Well,
or is it? Or
yeah, exactly. It's strange, isn't it? Why are we only hearing about it now? And yeah, because you think about the gift for purchase got a lot more buzz, and now we've got an official set in the line, and it's it's difficult, isn't it? I suppose it's one of those ones where we are a hard bunch to please.
Oh yeah. Do you reckon it's just made for the nostalgia? Do you reckon it's just for those who grew up with classic space?
100%, mate.
And it doesn't need promoting. That's like, yeah. I mean, they do that a lot. Lego. How many times have I heard, sets being made where they've just catered for the fans, rather than the wider demographic? I think that's quite a good approach to have. Put the fans first, and then see what happens. I think it'll look good with the Galaxy Explorer. Galaxy Explorer is a good set. That had a lot more promotion, but correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't it get revealed at LegoCon? I think it did, didn't it? Did it get revealed at LegoCon?
I think so.
The very first one, the cheesy one.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was bad, wasn't it? Where everyone thought that the highlight of that LegoCon was that we were going to get Lego lighting, and it turned out to just be no. It's just the video DJ. Oh,
they had some like what was they had sort of celebrities, didn't they? Didn't they have like a celebrity who appeared in, I don't know, 20 Hallmark Christmas films or something?
Yeah, exactly.
not Hollywood.
That's the benchmark. It's
Yeah.
the crappy Hallmark films as well. It's not even the good ones. It's the ones that no one knows about.
Yeah, I know that. It's yeah, the guy who didn't he. The guy who used to host UK Lego Masters, wasn't he the one that was in the jungle recently?
He was. Yeah. He was the one in the jungle. But then I'm a very boring individual when it comes to reality. I don't watch any of it. I'm not a reality TV show watcher, but I do know because it was Matthew Ashton who kind of put a Instagram kind of going, oh, he's going in the jungle. I'm just like, oh, okay. And that was it. I don't know how he did. Don't know if he won or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, it's one of those ones where I remember with LegoCons, it was cringy, especially when they got.
Oh god, yeah.
The second one was worse because they got. Who was it they got to present it? Because he did but then he was there but not there, so he even got demoted on that one to, I don't know what. Not even co-presenter. Like it was worse than that. Like he was demoted to roving reporter of one article or something, if I recall. It was like that. That bad. It was like, ooh.
That second Lego con, that angered a lot of Lego Harry Potter fans big time.
Mm-hmm. I remember the part exactly where literally you could just feel every Harry Potter fan wanting to reach through that screen. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, it did. Show us sets that we already know that's out and promote sets that's been out for a year.
Yeah, it was awful. So bad.
I know we was expecting Hogwarts Express to be revealed, and they had that opportunity to do that because you had Andrew. Oh, not Andrew. What's his name? Oh,
it was the fact they. Yeah.
Bezos. But no, Bezos. Might have somebody else. Oh, what's his name? The designer. Oh, he created the Disney castle as well. What was his name? Oh, help me in the chat.
Name's blank
name now. Yeah, he went around with Luna Lovegood and Ivana Lynch, or Evan Lynch, was one of those. And yeah.
But they actually went live to the Hogwarts Express, didn't they?
Yep.
They actually were there, and you're just like, okay, and they did nothing. It was like, I don't want to swear, but it was like, are you for real? Are you actually for real? You the only conclusion I could come to is they were lined up to do it and chose not to do it because it was too strategically done to not do it.
Yeah.
Like it would have been perfect at that point.
I know.
But it's just, yeah.
And we haven't had one since, have we?
No, they learnt a lesson there.
It was too much for like kids would have had a great time, but I would wish they would have made one just for the like adults.
I think if they were ever to do something like it again, I 100% agree, Chris. I think that they should do one. They should do one based on the adult sets.
Yes.
And do a child's one maybe through the kids' YouTube, the Lego YouTube Kids, whatever. Do it that way around, and just do it through that means, and then just give us, because at the end of the day, they acknowledge us as a fan base. So, yeah, it'll be good to. And the thing is it does a very strong fandom dirty, because we've seen we've seen the popularity of Harry Potter just continue to grow and grow every year on year. And, Lego's profits are testament to the fact that whether people want to acknowledge it or not, Harry Potter brings in a lot of money to Lego. So it makes a lot of sense to cater to that fan base. And they failed on that Lego Con. They failed miserably.
Marcus Besser. That's it. Marcus Besser.
There you
That was
go.
the name I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yes, I'm Liz. Liz is here. What we're doing is she's taken an AI avatar of Mark, and so
right.
she's trying to make it work.
Oh.
I did offer, but she went, no, I've got this, and went to the AI site instead.
Well, I know she has a bit of a different haircut, but wouldn't it be amazing? Because I know you have a wonderful wig. Oh.
I have yes. You want me to get my silver wig out again?
Right. Your name dropped quite a few times while we watched yesterday The Lord of the Rings, and whenever Legolas.
I mean, I'll take that as a compliment. To be referred to as Legolas, I've been referred to as a lot worse than Legolas, so I'll take that.
I saw Sephiroth. That's all I saw.
That was who I was going for with that head. Thank you, Chris.
There we go.
Thank you. When I saw it, I was just literally, I just need a giant sword.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and somebody to yeah.
See, everyone sees something different. I saw you with the hair, and I saw you on a horse riding and
Excellent. I mean, the only time I've ever been on any form of horse / any creature, like a four-legged creature that you can put a saddle on, was a donkey in Tenerife, and I nearly went down a ditch because the donkey that I was on decided to walk to the edge of the cliff edge. You look down and it was just a whole it was like that. It was like a junkyard down in this huge big pit they dig. And the donkey went to the edge and went over the edge, and I'm screaming because I'm about, I'd say, 10, 11. And the first time I'd ever gotten, I was so nervous. And this donkey's gone onto the edge and it's just looked over, and I'm just like, again, can't swear. But words came out my mouth that were not PG, but never ever gone on another animal like that ever since. Nope.
Yeah. That is terrifying. Oh my goodness.
Oh, trust me, it's just like, I can't write the stuff, honestly.
Right.
You think I make half the stuff up? I 100% assure you I don't make this stuff up. This happens to me in real life. This is my life.
Yeah. I feel so bad. No, I can't.
Oh, gosh, no. I mean, I've not had another opportunity to get on a horse.
Right.
I was tempted though to do one of those. Is it like a bucking cow? You know, you see those fairground ones where you have to hold on once it like bucks and throws you around and spins.
Yeah.
I was tempted to do one of those just to kind of say, because you see them being done in like TV shows and films and whatnot. I was just like, that does look fun.
It looks fun, but does not really work with my narrative, because I would like to see you Legolas style to ride with the horse. When you sit on this bull, that's graceful.
Okay.
Unless it's well, it could be graceful if you sit on it.
There's no graceful with me, I'm afraid. not with one of those. There won't be any grace.
I thought, well, in my imaginary, you sat there with your hair flying. It was graceful.
It's a really good wig, actually. I must admit, it is a very good wig. For what I paid for it, I was expecting some cheap crap, but it was actually very good.
Where did you get it from?
I bought it from Amazon. It's one of the is it Smith's Cosplay? Like one of the proper cosplay type of companies. I got it from there because I got the outfit for the Dark Elf, and it I may or may not still have the staff here.
You never know when you need it.
it just fits perfectly just between the desk and my stand. So
Right.
but I loved that, and that came free with it. I wasn't expecting that stuff, and then I literally put in long white wig because I was going for white.
Yeah.
And then this one came up, and I was just like, I'm not passing up the opportunity to not be able to wear a Sephiroth wig, because as soon as I saw it, the first character that I saw was Sephiroth, and I was like, okay, I want silver hair.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm now going silver. And
Yeah.
so I wanted the wig more than I wanted the outfit, but the outfit worked. The wig was amazing, and
Right.
it was really cool as well because it's one of those ones that has the. Again, I'm going to be really crude here, but it's got like a bra cup on the inside.
Mhm.
They make it like of a same material they make bras out of,
Yeah.
and that's where they do all of the wefting, the
Mm.
and it just meant that I didn't have to have a wig cap on underneath, and that I didn't have
Yeah.
to worry about my hair getting caught. It's very
Yeah.
good. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
and also
Very
didn't
cool.
make my head sweat too much.
Yeah. That's
I was just
amazing.
grateful I didn't have to wear because I was going to go similar to Chris. I was going to go a full mask. First thing I looked at was like this old craggy mask.
Mm.
I was thinking I would not last the stream.
Right.
So kudos to you, Chris, for making it all the way through with that.
Right.
I know. It was 5 hours, wasn't it? We was on that stream for. My word.
Right.
It was it was quite comfortable. So I have to be very selective what I wear because I'm prone to eczema and things like that. But no, it was very comfortable. Not after 4 or 5 hours of wearing it. I was just wanted to take it off. But yeah.
Just at that point you're done. The problem is whenever I wear a hat or I wear anything on my head, like I can't take this off because underneath, my hair just goes into a complete and utter, like, it's utter madness. You would think that I've gone through a hedge backwards, and I literally brush my hair before I put this on.
My hair's mad like that. It's just like put a cap on, my hair could be sticking up all over the place. Well, it's just my hair's very soft and fluffy at the moment because I've just washed it twice. So if I put a cap on and then take it off, my hair could be sticking out everywhere.
Yeah, I have that. I can't remember what I think it's like called a cowlick. I think they call it a cowlick, where your hair goes in 2 different directions. It gets to a certain point and then it goes in. So there's always a point where my hair does stick. I know when my hair's too long because it will stick up at a certain point of my head. It's really weird.
Oh yeah.
That's when I know I need a haircut. But yeah, I've always had it. Like whenever I take a hat off, I have a comb or a brush near me because I'm just got to sort everything out again. Because Ems is asking, do you still have the alien mask? Is it going to come back again, Chris?
It might have to in a year's time. We'll be there. Wow. Just so shocked at how quickly time goes. Within no time at all, it'll be back on. Trevor messaged me saying he enjoyed me wearing it, and apparently took on a different persona. I don't know, which was quite humorous. So yeah, by popular demand, by that one person, I might put it on in a year's time. Yeah. I've still got it. I'm not going to throw it away. I spent £10 on that.
It was very funny though.
I know.
It was extremely funny.
I had to poke an air hole through it because it was. I needed to breathe.
Yeah.
Right. And you never know when it might come handy. Maybe one day you want to rob a bank or.
Yeah.
Funny, I did wear it a couple of days after that as well because I used to work for a sport company and I left because of a recent promotion I had at work, and because it was only a sports coaching role on a Sunday, but I thought, wow, because of all my responsibilities have gone up and a bit more time to work, I wanted my weekends to myself, so I didn't want to do any work on the weekend. And we do, like, I coach kids from the age of 18 months to 7, right? Well, I don't like the word coach, more like play. So soft play, football and things like that. And we do sort of like themes. So we might have a dinosaur theme, Minions theme, and so on. And then I took on an alien theme as well. And we played games, and then we turned it into like sort of Space Invaders type of football. So I did put it back on a couple of days after that. So I made some extra use out of it. So yeah, I did use it. Hey guys.
Cool.
Yeah, I did it with the 2 oldest groups though. What was it? 5 to 6 and then 7 years of age. Only because I kind of fear if I was putting that on with kids from the age of 18 months to 2 or 3 years old, it might scare them.
I can just imagine kids just screaming. It's like, why is the pitch now empty? No reason.
Have any of you built the post office yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you have, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole, you have, haven't you?
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have it.
Yeah. Maybe next year. Yeah, I'm trying to move away from buying the new sets and just waiting for the outdated one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This could be my favorite one out of the 3. Just because it reminds me, because I built majority of this yesterday whilst watching the film Elf, and all the elves that you got in it just the set reminds me of the first scenes in that film, and it's one of my favorite Christmas films, Elf. So I probably just like it because of that, and it is a really good set, and I was quite surprised how much I like it, and actually how many people sort of when they first saw it they didn't think much of it, and then when they started to build it, it's actually a really, really nice set.
It is so cool. I love it. And the thing is for me, the best part of it, whereabouts have you, what bag are you on now?
The last one, the balloon.
You're on my favorite bag. There's something about it. There's something about that build. By the time you get to the end of it, it's just like, okay, I feel like this is perfect. This puts it completes it perfectly. So good.
No, it's like when we heard about the details of this set, people heard hot air balloon, and everyone started to get a bit confused about what association does a hot air balloon have with Christmas. And then when the set came out, people didn't think it looked that appealing. And then when you build it and you see it and people like it, that's why I always think wait till you actually see the set and build it before you make your final judgment. But and I was in that category. I looked at it at first and I thought it doesn't look that spectacular. But yeah, pretty much after all, absolutely love it.
We were discussing that exact thing in the stream today. We were saying about and I think Ems came up with a good point. We were speaking about sort of opinions and viewpoints and things, and how you can, if you're not careful, you can allow other people to influence your buy-in and your thinking without experiencing it for yourself. So I was using an example of flying to Japan through Air China, where Air China has a lot of bad reviews. And I was at one point, leaning towards not traveling with them based on those reviews. And it was just like, well, those are other people's reviews that could have been circumstantial to something that they went through. So, oh my God, that's amazing. It's so cute.
How you finding
the
build?
Look at the back. That's cool.
Bit dangerous. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's going to look amazing, isn't it, when it's all together? I saw it in the Lego store with Martin. It looks fantastic. It really is. It gives me sort of like Disney Castle vibes, like the actual structure and how it's built. But it's just so good.
Right. Yeah, and I have seen it so many times. While I was in America, I have seen it, but I did not really grasp how big it is, because we are just building the ground floor, and let me see if I can do that. This is just the few bags, the first 11. That is so big.
Is that your? Is that your Christmas spin on it?
Yeah, right.
Like I said, like in that build, there is a kitchen area, Where they're sausages, you could just say that's pig in blankets, couldn't you? Really?
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
100%.
That looks big, and a couple of bags in as well.
Yeah, it is so. And I know that it helps me sometimes to see things and realize how big it is. Cause at one time, do you remember the Technic blue car? What was it? It looked amazing, and I only saw it just based on the reviews of others, and I thought, oh, that's amazing. I like cars. And then I went to the Lego store and I saw it in person. That is a big one. Baradur I saw at the Lego store, but I never held it in my hands. That's so big.
Yeah, see, Gaz was saying that he had someone that trying to influence him to buy Brick Cross for the city. It didn't work. That's the thing. It's like, as I was saying, part of the discussion we were talking about was we allow ourselves, sometimes it's not even intentional, to be influenced by other people buying stuff. You see someone else build it, and sometimes you buy it not because the set is appealing to you, but because you associate maybe a fun memory with it, or you saw someone else build it and you're just like, oh, do you know what, I want to try it because they enjoyed it.
That's what I think. The most what's it dangerous thing about FOMO is how easy infectious it is, because we all love the Lego products, and it's just like Trevor, for example. He said twice this year he's been influenced by two things I've said about Harry Potter, with absolutely no intentions of influencing him to make a purchase on these sets. But if you can just do it by accident, and the thing is, you're going to keep doing it as well. How many people have we influenced in the past that we didn't realize?
Right. And it's not only Lego. Now I'm better at staying away from it, but at one time I saw Jeng building Gundam, and I thought, oh, that looks interesting.
See, that is the thing as well. That's why, and I love the fact that on Twitch Jeng doesn't just limit himself to building bricks, not just Lego, but alternative brands as well. He will do streams building Gundam, and it's just like being in Japan and seeing the size of the Gundam community and industry. It is insane. When you go into a department store and you go to the floor with toys, because of course I'm going to look at the Lego, and you see a section bigger than the toy section and dedicated to just Gundam, you just know that whereas our community feels huge, it is nothing compared to the Gundam community.
Right.
It is insane, because we a lot of us like the Lego mechs.
Yeah.
Well, in Gundam, everything's practically, a mech.
Right.
So people have got that constant all the time.
Yeah.
And, they're also very expensive. So it's another expensive hobby.
Right. Exactly. And but more time intensive. It looks like it's the time that you are spending on a Lego set of equal size, you can easily triple it, because it's not just stacking things together. You have to clip it apart, then you have to smooth it out. Sometimes you paint it.
There's different levels. You can have them where they are already ready to go.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't believe it. So I walked down those aisles in this Japan partners department store. So walking down the aisles, and there's literally 7 or 8 aisles of these, and for the untrained eye like me walking down them, I saw no difference between these 8 aisles. Now I'm sure that I'd be slaughtered by fans to go, how dare you? But when you look at the boxes, they all look very, very similar, and I'm sure that's the case for Lego as well. People probably think the same thing. They just get overwhelmed by the massive color on a box and just think, oh well, Lego's the same no matter what brand you go, what theme you go for. It's just Lego. And it's like, we know it to be different because obviously we're in the fan base enough to know that, but for the standard me that's going down that Gundam aisle that knows a little, but not a huge amount about it. I wouldn't be able to tell you the
Right.
difference between those aisles, but in those aisles, they have very different products.
Right.
So it is
Yeah.
very, very interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that, because there was an argument about Lego and different brands, and what is fake Lego, and the argument was that an untrained person who enters a toy shop, is it possible for them to distinguish Lego from not Lego? And I thought that's now that you said that, it's interesting, because for us it's so normal to tell, okay, that's a Kobe figure, that's a Lego figure.
Yeah.
Everyone sees that these are two different things. It's
Yeah.
no one goes to a Kobe figure and says, well, that is an not so pretty Lego figure.
But in the UK especially, I don't know if it's the same in Germany, but we're very guilty of giving of using brand names to describe everything. So you think about it, if someone sees a box of bricks, they're going to be like, oh, it's Lego, even though it could be Mega Constructs, it could be you know, all different brands, but they'll see it as Lego.
Right.
So in the UK, a lot of us will say, oh, I just need to give the floor a quick hoover.
Yeah.
So for us, Hoover is a brand that makes vacuum cleaners.
Right.
But we will say, just need to go and hoover the floor. Well,
right.
We mean vacuum cleaner, but we've given it the name Hoover, even though Hoover is a brand of vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
And it's the same as Blue Tack. You know, I'm just going to Blue Tack that on the wall. Well, Blue Tack is a brand,
Right.
but you can buy any type of sticky tack to tack it onto the wall.
White tack.
But you'll probably still call it Blue Tack.
Yeah.
Because we've associated it. So
I do that.
I mean,
I use white tack. I've got white tack in my classroom, and I call it blue tack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Instinctively, we just know it to be that, even though it's not, and it's most of the time it's something completely different. So
yeah. So somebody was telling me who's a football fan, and they've got. He basically is Wolves fan, and their stadium's called Molineux. Now he says, "Oh, Lego have just made this stadium of Molineux where his team Wolves plays for." And I don't recall them Lego making a set based on the stadium that Wolves plays in, but he said it was definitely Lego. I'm like, it's definitely not Lego. No. And then he thought it's Lego, but he doesn't know much about Lego. He just saw it because he's a big fan and really liked it. And I said to him, it's not Lego. And he showed me, he goes, look, it's Lego. It's got studs. It's not Lego. It connects. It's not Lego.
Yeah.
You get the point, mate. It's not Lego.
Yeah. But they're around. Those are around. I know the things you're talking about because I've seen them in like Sports Direct. They sell.
Yeah.
Basically, they've capitalized, Nicole, in the UK, and it's probably in Europe as well. You've probably seen the equivalents in Germany, but certainly in Sports Direct in the UK, they sell because they're Sports Direct, and a lot of Sports Direct has a lot of football shirts. They sell a lot of football kits and shirts for all the big brands all around the world. Like you could go in and you could buy pretty much any kit from any team. You'll find it there, probably overpriced, but you'll find it there. But they have in certain sections they have non kind of sports products and toys because they've got Game, which is our
they do.
So sad they've got Game because Game was our kind of the only video games kind of retailer in the UK that sold new games, exclusively video games, and you could trade your old ones in. Now they don't do that, sadly. We've only got the unfortunately named shop that does that in the UK for us now. That has the initial CEX, but its official name is one that we won't speak on stream.
It's pronounced. It sounds like Nookie.
It's
doing the noughties.
And you could say, oh, it doesn't mean that, but they brought out adverts that literally say it. That's the only place really we have in the UK now to do that. So it's quite sad. But they sell now. Game doesn't just sell video games; it sells Lego, and it also sells Mega Constructs because it sells on Pokemon line.
Yeah.
It sells this other brand, which is it's probably using a generic brick that I don't know quality wise what the bricks are like, but essentially they're selling mini football stadiums of big clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll have unless the license. I don't know if they got Manchester United because I think Lego's still got the Old Trafford.
Lego made 3. They made Man United, Barcelona, and Real Madrid.
But they've got they probably got Chelsea because everyone's that you always see like in game they sell literally anything with football branding on. You'll have Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, probably Man City, and then like a few other ones. Man United if no one else has it, but these little football stadiums like brick built football stadiums and yeah, you know that whatever brand has made them has done it to capitalize on the fact that people will buy in the stadiums that Lego made.
Yeah.
But these are much smaller. And yeah, I wouldn't say the quality from the look on the box
looks awful.
Yeah, it looks flipping terrible. They look really bad, and I'm just like, if that was my football team, I'd be like, I don't want to put my brand on that product personally, but
right.
But yeah. Yeah, Chris did it. The thing is me and Chris had an agreement in place, and we stuck to it. Chris is getting into Animal Crossing, and I've got into Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So of course I bought the calendar. I love it. I haven't opened today's, but I bought the calendar, and I love the calendar so much that I've literally taken a 2x16 plate just.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I could have
that is very cool. That is cool. Yeah.
So I do love them, and all of the figures so far, minus the fairly latest one, are all here as well. They're all at their tables, and of course she's floating. Cool. She is floating, and he's got the action piece for her float.
That ghost minifigure, so nice.
Yeah. I also got the Disney Princess one, but I kind of spoiled that for Maxine. So.
Have you guys seen the new polybag from Animal Crossing?
Yeah, I knew. Yes. Yeah, I've seen it for a while, but because I knew Julian was coming because we spoke about it, didn't we?
But the packaging looks amazing.
Yeah.
I saw the packaging and I thought, what is that? That really looks like a high quality one.
It's so cool now because obviously they're moving to paper poly bags, and it just looks so cool with the white around it and everything. So impressive. Yeah.
Hey Mario.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. But that really surprised me, and I already bought it. I bought the CMF box from JB Spielwaren. And while I was browsing around, I saw that they had the polybag as well. Even price reduced, not really, because the polybag is just $3.99, and they price reduced it to €3.30. And there was no limit, so I think I bought 3 of them because I thought, with Mabel, in the end, I found it a few times. But you never know. In Germany, you never know whether you find a polybag or not. And
well, you got me my Mabel polybag because I couldn't get it. So in the end, Chris, Nicole sent it, bought it in Germany and sent me it. That was the only way I could get it.
I didn't know it was that difficult to get. Although saying that, because I got the Animal Crossing sets, the first wave, a month after they came out, and I got the maple poly bag because somebody only 5 minutes away from where I lived was selling it for £3.50, no £4. So I didn't know that it was difficult to purchase.
It is a strange thing. I wish that we could buy polybags just from the Lego webpage.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
because some you find, others you don't find. It's a gamble.
Yeah, I still haven't found the Venom on a motorcycle, which I really want.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to end up buying it from Bric-a-Brac UK, which you can. They're probably like your JB Spieler.
JB Spielwaren, yeah.
Spielwaren. The Bric-a-Brac UK or similar thing. They're online, and they do polybags 3 for £10.
Oh, yeah.
So you can buy all the latest polybags, even some from years ago. They have they have masses of polybags. They always get them all in, and you could buy 3 for £10, which works out instead of £3.99, we're paying same price as what you pay, £3. Worked out to be £3.33. So maybe a little bit more in euro. But
have you got the new magazine Marvel this month's version with Venomized Green Goblin?
Do you know, Chris, I was so bad, I dismissed it straight away, going, why would anyone want that? But the more and more I see it, the more and more I'm just like, okay, it is pretty cool, because they're doing a lot of Venomized characters.
Yeah,
now,
it's only in one set. It's I think it's in a 4+ set, and there's a Venomized Dr. Octopus, Otto, whatever he's called. Yeah, so I need to get that one as well. But yeah. They got some Venomized characters. And I think there's some new ones as well coming out, or at least characters that look like Venom. My Marvel knowledge isn't there, but yeah.
Well, my Marvel knowledge was shook when I saw the prospect of when I saw the news about Chris Evans being in the next Avengers film, and I'm just like, okay. Now my brain is going into, wait, are they gonna finally do? Because I'm convinced, because I actually quite liked when they kind of got rid of a lot of them, because in a way it was kind of like shut the door and allow other people.
Yeah.
But now we've got, even though we've got Robert Downey Jr. back as a different character, it's like, they're gonna pull it in to say that he's, an alternative timeline Iron Man that, turns evil type of thing. They're going to spin a web. It's,
Yeah.
do that. And I'm convinced that they're going to bring back Chris Evans, because they're also bringing back Peggy Carter, but she's in it too. So it's like, either they're going to do an alternative timeline where they're breaking the rule and trying to escape TVA, which completely defies the point of why they're around. But for me, I think they're going to do them evil, and I think he's going to be Captain Hydra, and he's going to be teamed up with Robert Downey Jr. for fan service. That's what I think. And I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm just like, really, could you not just kind of let the other characters? But then maybe the other characters aren't bringing in the money for Marvel, so they've gone back to the good old reliables, which is a shame, really, because they've got some fantastic actors in the Marvel universe. But
right,
I know a little bit about Marvel, enough to kind of scrape by, but I'm by no means an expert.
Yeah, neither am I.
These pieces are cool, aren't they?
Oh, by the way,
how were yours? Did yours have any scratches on, Chris?
No, I can't see any.
Because the gold ones were fine for me. The green ones, every single one of them have scratches on.
Wow.
Oh, there's like the tiniest scratch. Well, scratch is a scratch. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
Because for some reason the green plastic is susceptible to scratches, but the gold isn't.
That's strange.
Yeah.
I think in the right light, you can see the odd little scratch on the gold ones. Yeah, there's like tiny little ones on the gold and the green for me. Why can't they just package these separately?
That's what I said. So the bit that really got on my nerves was, so I built this little subsidiary build.
Yeah.
And there's a gigantic gash on one of the opal panels. Just one of them. I've managed to hide it because of the build, but it's just like, come on, this is a premium product. You shouldn't just throw in scratch pieces that are susceptible to scratches in with the other pieces.
I think they need to do that, obviously, with larger pieces that that we don't often see, big pieces, and sort of same for canapes and you know, from especially like Star Wars ships and so on, and also minifigures. I think minifigures should have their own sort of packaging as well. You know, because like you get the other like minifigure, you know, like Bellatrix from Gringotts, that's worth quite a bit, but that was their torsos and a dress piece was just treated like any other brick. It was just thrown into a bag. You know, that torso could have come in scratched. Yeah.
And that's the thing, if you're going to do something exclusive, and it's a huge gripe I have of I think I mentioned it in a chat on London Calling, but if you're going to allegedly release £1,000 set, we know it's real, but allegedly, then it, you know, that is a huge price to drop to then have your figures chucked in the bag with everything else. Now we all know nothing's going to change, because the only thing that's going to scale with Lego is the amount of pieces in the product. You're not going to have them in like little individual bags. They're not going to do that for this set, because you know, the only reason that they're going to charge 1,000 is to scale it up. They're going to scale up the pieces, like and put the Disney Plus Star Wars tax on. But you just think it's something quite small that would make such a difference, even if those pieces were in their own paper bag that had like an outline of a minifigure on. It would not make any difference to them. But because all those pieces are treated by the machines that are picking the pieces as pieces and not minifigures, the machine doesn't know. It just chucks it all in. Yeah. It's probably one of those ones, if you went to Lego with it, they'd say, unfortunately, our infrastructure's not set up for it, because the factory's all automated, so it doesn't see those pieces as anything different.
Surely, though, they've had many people over the years complain about this piece is scratched, and then they've had to go out and replace them, and then it costs them much more money. Wouldn't it save them money if they just got the packaging right?
I 100% agree with you, mate. The thing for me is like Lego is supposedly, from retailer that I came from, is top tier customer service. Like they always have been. You know, and Lego market themselves on their, you know, amazing customer service. But is it great customer service that your customers have to complain to you because of something happening over and over and over again? Yes, you send the pieces out. Yes, you tick the box of fantastic customer service, but your customer wouldn't need to go to you in the first place if you just sort that out. Like, you're creating an extra step when you need to look to a good, and Nicole knows this in her role, a good project manager would be looking at how can we eliminate that step in the first instance, because for every person that is contacting customer service, that's an extra advisor you've got to have available at any one time. So if you remove the issue, you then remove the need for that person, because the volume of calls will go down, and so the ricochet effect happens. So I don't necessarily think that Lego can use the excuse of, as you were saying, it's just like, you know, they'll palm it off for something, but they shouldn't.
But it is interesting because nowadays everyone tries to reduce costs, and usually human beings are the first to be cut off on, because they are the most expensive one in the whole scheme. That Lego can still look at it and so, well, putting it in an extra plastic bag or the window shields is still cheaper to just chuck it in, have the customer call.
Exactly. And that is the sad reality, isn't it? That's the sad reality.
Then trigger it's still cheaper.
And you know, we've all been through job cuts and everything, and I've been through redundancy. So you know, you know that the outlaying thing of it will always be the business needs to save money. So the first place they're going to look to cut is heads, because for them it's just like, you know. And I'm not talking about my company that I was with, or I'm just saying in general.
The same.
But any company will look at it as, if I can get Joe to do your job and their job, or split Joe's job between, you know, your job between Joe and Sheila over there.
Yeah.
If Joe and Sheila, between the two of them, can do your job, it's still cheaper to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Because the jobs are still being done. And it's that mentality of they'll always find a way to chop headcount to bring it down, as you said, Nicole. They'll always find a way to cut the head.
Yeah.
The people, because people are the easiest to replace if you bleep it up.
Right.
You can always get people back in again. Like, there's always a resource of people to get in.
Right.
But the problem you have is, and it'll be, the thing is that, you know, you see applications for customer service jobs, you know, literally everywhere, because it's just like, oh, we need you for the season, you know, to tick these boxes, and to, you know, help to field and answer questions and things. It's just like, oh, we only need you for the peak season, because after then it's not needed, type of thing. But the sad reality is, it's like, if you've been working there for X number of years, and your knowledge is, you know, second to none, you're the go-to expert, that person's still going to come in on a higher wage than you.
Oh yeah.
Because you have to make the wage attractive to bring people in. And to make the wage attractive to bring people in, you have to go to the market rate, which is probably more than what you're paying the people that have been there 15 years trying to climb the ladder.
Right.
Take it from experience as well. It's like, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's sad.
Right. Yeah. And even if that weren't the case, it's interesting that Lego is not interested in fixing the problem, and just like it's the same with windscreens, just wrap a piece of plastic around it, and you won't have the need to produce another one and send it out for free. That is money spent. That Lego still has spent money to spend on things like that.
Yeah, because that still adds up, because you've got the there's the price of sending it out to somebody anywhere in the world, because they have to. They'll be sending it, you know, via flat rate envelope, which could take, you know, however long a time it does. And I've known, because I've had to get a replacement. When I bought Assembly Square, it came without a 2x16 plate. So I contacted them, and they sent it out to me, because the 2x16 plate is loose in the box. Mine wasn't in there. So they sent it out to me. And the price for them to send it out to me back at the very beginning of lockdown was like nearly £5. That piece is not worth, you know, 90% of that. Like, that piece is like pennies to them. Yet it cost them £5 to rectify their mistake. And you think, how many people escalate that by how many times the customer service agent had to interact and deal with that, then them send it out, you know. You take a Karen or a Clive, whoever's going to town, like trying to get, you know, they're really angry, they're going to expedite it and make it come quicker. So it's going to cost them even more.
And it can't be a rarity that this happens, because now that you say Assembly Square, I can remember that Sir Awesome Fishy, Yao, when she built Assembly Square, hers was missing as well, and she's a pure.
She's gone.
But Jiao couldn't. She has she would have had to open a set in order to do that, so she really had to wait. And usually with any other piece, you would tell, well, you used it wrongly. It's somewhere in the building, but but the base plate, it's hard to just place wrongly and, oh, my mistake.
Yeah. I've never had that. I've never had a piece go missing. I don't think I have. But if you're having like base plates missing, I mean, I think I've known somebody before who's had a base plate missing, and then Lego asked them, "You sure you're not dropped it on the floor?"
Oh my days. Yeah, hold on. Let me look for the gigantic plate of green on the floor. No.
Yeah. That's what I'm stepping at all the time. I was wondering.
I don't think I have. I think I very early on when I was starting to get into Lego, I remember one of my sticker sheets was bent.
Oh yeah, that bugs the heck out of me. I always get
Yeah.
them to replace it. I'm just like, if that sticker is bent, then it's got a permanent crease in it. It's just going to peel up. So
yeah. That's why I know about. I've always known about them being very good with sticker sheets.
Yeah. If it's a current set they sell, don't try and ask them for sets that are long retired, because you got a tiny chance of getting it.
Yeah.
I tried.
Speaking of sticker sheets, Martin totally blew my mind. I since the beginning, I always kept my manuals because I thought that maybe in future Lego does not offer them on their webpage anymore, and then I will have mine still with me. They came with the
Oh dear.
Yeah. You've got to get Nicole.
Martin keeps his oh my goodness. Martin keeps his sticker sheets because there is a number on it. If you ever need a replacement, you need the number on the sticker sheet. I never thought of it.
No.
For 6 years, I threw away my empty sticker sheets.
But you keep your manuals, don't you?
Yes.
You keep your manuals?
Yeah.
See, I don't. I only keep the UCS ones. That's the only ones. I only keep the UCS ones, obviously, because they're a part of expensive set, and some of them are actually good to read. Like Harry Potter ones and Star Wars ones. So like I can Mos Eisley Cantina. I like reading that one because it just goes into a bit of detail about the cantina.
Yeah.
I mean, I only tend to read them before I start building. I can't say I read them regularly or 2 or 3 times. But...
Yeah, they're not your coffee table read.
Yeah.
Please tell us you take them to the toilet, like just for a quiet minute.
they become your long read.
Right. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? If Sophie were asked, where's Chris? Well, he took a manual to the toilet to have a meeting, and it's a UCS set. It can take a while.
Can't say I read on the bog. I know. Can't really say I read on the bog. No.
But there are people who take magazines and books.
Oh God, definitely.
It's not the most. Let's be frank. It's not the most hygienic place to have reading material. If you're taking a book in, it's like that book's not leaving the bathroom if it goes in. I'm sorry.
My one cat Tilly, she's always she always comes and stands on my legs when I'm on the toilet every time.
Yeah.
Like, do you really want to go there?
Yeah.
At your risk.
Right. That is funny. Once I saw at work someone who came with a Mars bar from the toilet, and I thought,
the amount of people I would again can't use that word, but be out as they would be at work and they would come out of the cubicle and just walk out the door. Oh. I'm just like, that's beyond disgusting. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm like, there is no excuse. That is vile. See, for me, I always carry hand sanitizer on at work. I always carried hand sanitizer on my person because you've washed and sanitized and you're about to leave. The first thing you touch to get out is that door.
Right.
Now, based on that scenario, 50 people washed their hands and they've touched that door. First thing I do when I step out of there is now sanitize my hands. Because if I go back in and wash my hands, I'm in the same situation.
It's like the old bowl of peanuts at the bar.
Yep, never touch the peanuts. Never trust the
Right.
Never.
Yeah, because sometimes with these peanuts, they got like some sort of like greasy sort of stuff on it, and it could actually not be the nuts. It could be
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
well, you know.
right.
I know. I remember.
Oh,
I used to work with somebody who says he washes his hands at the same time. Yeah, sat down or standing up. He says you just turn. You just wash your hands like that.
No. Oh my. Vile individuals.
Absolutely. And
right.
there's some people that just genuinely don't wash their hands. And this is the same guy. He says, like, he washes his hands at the same time, or if he can't be bothered, he just literally doesn't wash his hands. And he says, yeah, I don't wash my hands at all. I don't see the point. He says, even when my fingers go through the toilet paper, I still don't wash my Mate. Yeah.
That's vile. That's disgusting. It's like, I am never shaking your hand ever again. I do not care.
Yeah,
Or you're
and when you
dipping your
think,
hands into sanitizer and they are staying there for 5 minutes to the point where the skin goes bubbly, because then I know they're sanitized.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's vile. Oh,
yeah,
some people,
and
seriously.
I'm so glad now of after COVID times, because when I'm still was working at the office, I had a desk there in former times back in the day, and I did not have a laptop. Back in the day, we had computers, and
I did.
so
I had a computer.
yeah, and the problem is just I realized that when your desktop was you just moved on to the next free desk, and you did not take your keyboard with you. You were just working at the other desktop. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try and keep my hands up. I try and keep my hands off anybody. So like working with my students, I try and avoid fist pumps and high fives and things like that. And but I get contact dermatitis, so I can't. So it's
Yeah.
even like eating food. It's like even when like I was out for a meal the other day, and some of my friends were saying, "Well, why are you not picking up your pizza with your hands? Why are you using a fork?" I just don't want to put my hands on things like that because I can't.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the thing is that when I was at work, I had, because my desk job was involving a lot of data entry and manipulation, it meant that the mouse was being constantly used all the time. So I got really bad RSI. And so I had to go through it's to the point where I had to wear the doctor gave me a wrist strap I had to wear that went around my thumb, and it basically strengthened my wrist because it was so painful. I could scream with the pain. It was so painful, because constantly your hand is on the desk and you're moving the mouse, and because it was a standard mouse, my wrist was at the wrong angle. So I went through occupational health and they recommended I got an ergonomic mouse. So I got an ergonomic mouse, which is amazing. I love my ergonomic mouse. It's so much more comfortable to use, but everyone hates it. Get an ergonomic mouse, because no one will use your computer, because they won't sit down, because they'll be like, "Oh, sod that mouse," and go somewhere else. Excellent way for you to have your computer not being used. But yeah, first thing I would do when I went to my computer if I was away for the weekend is sanitize it. I'm like, someone's touched it. And then you'd find food. That was the bit that peeved me off the most. I'd find food where people had eaten at my desk. It's just like, you are a disgusting individual. If I find out who you are,
I don't even like
you out.
I don't even like people using my own mug at work. Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it. You can clearly see it's mine.
Yeah.
But no, I've got to have my own mug.
Yeah.
To be in there.
That's it. Absolutely. You've got to. It's those small things, because you just want to do what you want to do what you can, and people are disgusting. Not in general, but a lot of people don't follow the same hygiene practices that you may do, and so you want to make sure that you're as safe as you can be, and that means them not touching your stuff.
Right. Because some things are strange, because I can remember at the office, you think to yourself, we are all reasonable people. And then you get into the kitchen and you look into the sink just because you want to rinse your cup or something, and there are things already in the sink at the bottom, and someone just poured water off it, and then you have a little pool, and you think to yourself, what's the expectation here, that someone magically comes and cleans it out? Why not put it directly into the dishwasher? How does it work at home? Do you have a maid?
It's the one-touch policy, is it not?
Yeah.
You should really only ever have to interact with something once. So if you finished eating, you pick the plate up. Once you've got that plate in your hand, don't put it somewhere else. Take it to its end destination. If it's going to the kitchen, take it to the kitchen, rinse it, put it away. Problem solved. You've saved yourself time in the long run, because if you're just going to dump it, that's going to pile up. Also, it's not nice. It's unhygienic, especially if it's had food on it. It's like now you're generating germs and nastiness.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
it's easy. It's easy to wash up as well if you do it straight after, because you're not. Because and I always wash up as soon as we've used the food. As soon as we use whatever, even like if my wife's cooking, whatever she's finished with, any saucepans, I'll just be to her left and just wash it straight away.
Yeah,
just put it away. That's it.
So much easier, because as you said, the best time to do it is right at that point. The pan is hot, nothing stuck to it. Rinse it all out, done. And then you can, after you've finished and you've washed your plates and done, you haven't got any other work to do with it. It's all sorted.
Right.
All done.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the office, in the end, I just used, first I locked away my own cutlery and cups and everything. And in the end, I moved over to just using very environmental friendly, the ones to throw away, because the whole kitchen was it's a normal kitchen. It's just many people using it at the same time. It was not the whole environment. It's just I think that is a it's I don't know why. If there are more than 5 people, all of a sudden, no one is responsible anymore, and then the worst come out.
When many, I'm not surprised. I would do the same. When I was staying with some of my college friends, we stayed. I mean, when we say we stayed, of course we weren't allowed to, but we stayed in the student dorms in her room. We had like an airbed and slept on the floor and such. And we were there for like a couple of days. And we went to the communal kitchen, and that's the most disgusting area I've ever seen in my life, to the point where you wouldn't want to eat there. And one of my friends at the time was so annoyed, because the friend who we'd gone to see, she kept everything of hers clean, but one of her items was in the sink underneath all of this disgusting moldy food. And so my other friend, who was a lot more confident than me, basically said to them, listen, you've got to sort this bleep out. If you don't sort this bleep out by the end of the day, everything on that surface is going into a black bag and being binned, because it's not fit for any consumption. If you're gonna let mold grow on your plates, you don't want them anymore, so they're going to go in the bin.
Right.
It's surprising, once you get met with that, suddenly everything's all washed up and all sparkly clean. But you think, it's the mentality to allow someone to get to that stage where it's like, but surely that should be clean. That that's an unsafe. You're preparing food in this area that sink was vile. There was mold on their plates. Like, mold spores in the same environment that you're cooking in. It's like, that's not acceptable. That's not good. It's just, baffles me how its responsibility eludes people at times. Like, oh no, it's not my job. It's like, you ate off that plate, it is your job. You consumed off that plate, it's your job.
Right, exactly.
Oh dear.
It's the secret ingredient, and isn't penicillin made in the same way? Maybe it's good for us.
By the way, this balloon build is amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'm so pleased.
Cool. Yeah.
It's amazing, Chris. It was my favorite.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's not tram level, but I like it.
No. It can't, you know, match the tram, but it
Yeah.
is very cute.
I feel like it should be better than tram, but I don't know why. Tram is tram's still the best vehicle in the village at the moment. Yeah, by some way.
Oh, Trev, I can imagine, mate. I can imagine. I laughed so hard. It was, as I said, I put in, as I said to Trev, I was like, I'm sorry, but that could easily have been an official Lego video.
Yeah,
100%. If you would have taken Trev's name and put Lego at the top, I wouldn't have even batted an eyelid. It felt that good.
Yeah.
That it was what Lego could have put out themselves. And in fact, even better than what Lego could have
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people are allergic to penicillin. I know quite a few people.
Right.
Is anybody getting anything January the 1st? Is there any sets that you think, can't wait? Can't wait, I've got to get it. Because it's not just the bigger sets like the modular, it's the little Animal Crossing sets. It's Sonic as well. And
I know.
There's a lot of sets coming out.
And that's the thing for me is the hardest ones for me to say no to is probably going to be the Sonic sets, only because they're going to feature as part of my mock for Bricktastic. So I don't know. The Animal Crossing ones I 100% want, but I also know they're going to be reduced in a couple of weeks. So I'm holding for that reduction because Amazon always put them on sale. So I'll pick it up at that point. I think the hardest one for me gonna get is the modular.
Yeah,
I really want the modular because I love it.
One. Yeah, it stands out, doesn't it? That stands out well on its own.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. It's just a phenomenal one. I'm gonna have a hard time not picking that up, I think.
Yeah.
But there are so many. Like the Sonic sets are just amazing. The Animal Crossing sets are amazing. We've got so many. The Friends sets. Oh my god! Like some of the things that are coming out from that wave are insane. It's just I'm almost overstimulated with the amount of stuff that's coming out to the point where I forget half of it. So I'm just like, oh, I might not pick anything up. Oh god, there's that set.
Yeah.
I'm quite fortunate that a lot of my themes are themes that go on sale quite a lot, because like Animal Crossing goes on sale quite a lot, so does Sonic and so does Friends. The only thing that won't go on sale is that modular. So for me, if that's not going to go on sale, I may as well pick it up at the point I need to pick the earliest point I can pick it up. Because if it's not going to go on sale, then you know I'm going to have to. I still haven't got the museum because I've been waiting for that to go on sale and it hasn't.
No,
so
it hasn't, has it? Do you reckon?
No,
because you had the Jazz Club and the Boutique Hotel. That was 25% off, I believe. 25% off.
Yeah, I think
John Lewis.
Yeah,
won't the museum hasn't been discounted to that level, has it? And I doubt
I don't think John Lewis have got the museum. I don't think they've got it.
Have they not?
I've not seen it. No.
Smiths have. I think it's a Smiths exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, Smiths have got it. But hopefully that's only for 12 months. Normally retail exclusives are only for a year.
Yeah.
And other retailers can carry it. So if John Lewis get the museum, then I'm holding off until they do their sale, because they do their Lego sales quite a lot and they will sell the modular, and that'll be the time to pick it up.
Yeah.
Because when we all were looking for the Sanctum, which I've decided that I'm not going to be able to get anymore, and I'm fine with it now. I've got made peace of it. But you know, when we all searched around to get it at that price, well, John Lewis had it, and they had it at that price because they were matching, but they were sold out across the board. But I never even thought of looking at that one place. I just went everywhere else and didn't even think about John Lewis at the time. But yeah, we mustn't sleep on John Lewis because it seems that they price match quite a lot of stuff now. So you can pick it up there as well now. So that's cool.
I think
I'm pleased they're price matching again.
With Black Friday. With Black Friday and the recent discounts and deals that we've seen, I think Argos and John Lewis, particularly Argos, have done really well.
Agreed.
Those two, fantastic. I've never really been that impressed with Zavvi.
No.
Zavvi and Smiths. I think Smiths, I think there's that spend over £50, get £5 off. I've looked at some of the sets. They've already got them slightly at a higher price than other retailers. And it's sort of like
Smiths do what I call the WH Smith method. And WH Smith are guilty of it too. They will, and it's legal, they are allowed to do it, but you can see straight through it. They will artificially hike up the price of something 2 weeks before putting it on 20% sale, because then they can put it to the retail price saying it's 20% off. And technically they're not lying because it is 20% off. But what they did is they inflated the price by 20%, then reduce it down to its retail price, because they can still claim, because if an item has to be at a certain price for a certain time frame before you can stipulate it's money off, or off the retail price. So they're very clever in the way that they do that. Is they will artificially inflate it, knowing it won't sell, to then reduce it by 20%, and then say, right now at Smith's you can pick this up at 20% off retail price, and people will be like, oh god, I can pick it up. It's the same price as it always was. You're not saving any money.
Wow.
It's a marketing tactic.
That's
and Smiths and WH Smith are guilty of that. WH Smith are the most guilty. Because when you go into WH Smith and you look at the price of things, depending on what the pence is, tells you whether it's reduced to be cleared, or it's on a price match, or they've reduced it for it to go out the window. And it's always to do with what the pence is. So if something is £14.99 retail, if something is £12.34, it's either reduced to clear, or it's on a save X%, or it's them trying to clear it out. But basically, and if anything's not a standard price, there's a code as to why.
Yeah. I think some of the best deals, especially in the UK, is obviously when they had the two modulars at 25% off. That was pretty good. Jazz Club, Boutique Hotel, John Lewis are very good with the cantina, and they had I think they had a few more cantinas in stock before. It's now, I don't think you can get it now. They had that at almost £100 in Argos. I mean, at the Sanctum, 143, which was good, and they've even got the D&D set at such a big discount at the moment.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, it's funny because I always find that for me, yeah, exactly, Ems. They don't allow you to scan the CMS in store. They tell you off if you try and scan them in stores.
Who does that?
Cover it. WH Smith.
If you try and scan the CMS, you're allowed to do that because it's a service. You know, scan it out. You should be allowed to, shouldn't you?
They the first time that I did it, back when the space ones came out, I got 11 of the 12 from there in a completely empty store. There was no one there at all. I made sure that I wasn't bothering anybody, minding my own business. There was no one in the store. Literally, there was a staff member over the other side. There was someone over that side. They saw me. They were absolutely fine with it. So I minded my own business, not interfering with anybody. Got 11 of the 12. Next day, going to find the 12th one, and they had stuck stickers over all the QR codes, so we couldn't scan them anymore.
That surely puts people off on buying them.
It did. I won't buy from them again. I refuse. I'm just like, you know, if it was a busy time and there were people hoarding around and causing a disturbance, understand. But when someone is literally minding their own business, doing something that's not harming anybody, because I think we've all agreed that if you don't want to know what's in that CMF box, don't scan it. Just buy it. Like, pick one, buy it. But for us that haven't got the disposable income to go random, and we want still to be able to pick them all up, the QR code goes as an option. They took the option away from us.
Right.
And it's just like, how is that fair? Like, we've not hurt anyone. We've not done anything wrong. But yeah, that's WH Smith for you.
I thought it would just be, whether it's not illegal, but we're entitled. That's part of the if it's part of the product. We can scan it if we wanted to. What's the point of it being there?
Yeah, the only thing is, from a business perspective, I can see why, because they do not want that the weak figures are left over and the good ones are bought. But then they should go back to Lego and tell them, make your product stronger, that every figure is equally desirable.
Yeah, and there's even an update, isn't there, with the Brick Search app? You don't even need a connection now, do you?
No, it's offline, which is brilliant, because when I would always struggle with Signal to work out what something is. Even in the Lego store, like when I was in Leicester Square and I scanned the recent the D&D figs, I got all of them bar one. The guy was there was a Lego employee that was standing there doing the Lego passports, and he saw me there. He goes, "Oh, are you scanning for the figures?" I went, "If that's all right." He goes, "Yeah, sure." We're not allowed to encourage it, but there's nothing to stop you from doing it. Like, we can't actively encourage it because it's not our medium that you're using to find out what it is. But we're not going to stand here and go, "We haven't done it."
Yeah, but
like, that's how they find out what ones they're in there.
But what are they doing? If imagine there would be a series which had 4 good figures, 8 that sucks. They have to buy a whole box, and then they are with the leftover figures that no one wants. That they then say, well, now it hurts kind of our business, because the good ones are sold, not because someone picking the missing one, but everyone picks the 4 good ones, and the 8 sucky ones are left behind.
I suppose my argument to that is, when they were in bags, did people not do the same thing? Is it something that's been done for years? I think that would be the only thing that I would say in defense of that is, I think people have been doing it for years. And the thing is, Lego employees were doing it too. They weren't officially allowed to, but you'd go into the Lego store and there'd always be somebody around the minifigures and they say, which one do you want? And they'd stand and fill them with you to make sure that you got the one you wanted. But they were never officially allowed to do that. They just did.
Yeah.
The toy shop down the road from me, this was during when I was collecting the D&D minifigures. They would often open a few bags and then put some minifigures in a display case so people can go and choose them, right? So, and they had this deal where if you bought 5 minifigures, you get the 6th one free. So you can pay 10 minifigures for 12. So you're all 12, the price of 10. And then I just said to him, well, can I just, and I was only looking for a couple of more. I just said to him, there's 2 minifigures in that case. Could I have those 2? But apparently, because when you buy a minifigure, you get like a little stamp. You get like a little loyalty card. But they said if you get any minifigures that you need from the cabinet, they won't stamp your card. I'm like, well, I can just go and scan the box then. Goes, well, yeah, you'll have to do that, but you'll just save time if I could just get the minifigures from the display cabinet. They wouldn't have it. They wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
And they had a theft the other day. Somebody I saw it was on their Facebook group. Somebody nicked a couple of sets from their store, and I went, good.
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking. I didn't put that. But yeah, it's just bizarre. I can't just. All I needed was the Lady of Pain and the Paladin guy, the gold head. That's all I needed was those 2. I was like, if they're there in the cabinet, can I just have them? Because I need to buy 1. I would have got the 12th one free, but no.
And as Simon said, now that WH Smith are Toys R Us, so all the toys in WH Smith are now Toys R Us. They lock a lot of them away. The one in my town doesn't. Instead, they stick over the QR codes. But now you can't get to them. It's just like I think they forget the thrill of the fun. I mean, we were all upset when Lego took away the bags and gave us the boxes.
Yeah,
because it took away that, standing there and feeling, oh, I think I can feel this. Yeah, I think this is the figure I want. people were doing exactly what they're trying to stop us from doing way before those boxes were around. And to the point where Lego didn't even care, like their employees were doing it. So why now is it suddenly a problem? And to your point, Chris, it's just like that. His argument was bloody ridiculous. How stupid.
No. And also, because I know some shops don't like it, I know somebody who was pulled up on scanning them. It also prevents theft, because sometimes how many people in this country or even across the globe can't, because some people generally can't tell what minifigures were in those bags. You know, I wasn't particularly great at it. And then they would often open those bags. At least it stops people from doing that.
Yeah.
You know, because you just scan the box. But
and I suspect that was one of the reasons why they brought the boxes in, is it was a deterrent of theft. You know, because at the end of the day, as a retailer, if your stands are always going to look really horrid and ugly because you've had to battle from, you know, what first moment that you got them of people stealing, then the only way you can counter the stealing is, it sounds horrible, you give the people what they want. Like if you know that people are breaking these open to see what's in it, then your answer to that is to give them a way to find out what's in it then. So I know the QR code wasn't intended for that, but unofficially it now does it. So it's just baffling to me how suddenly, you know, something that can provide people a way to do it without tampering with the product is now being removed and made more difficult. It's like, what is the point? It's foolish.
Right.
And they just want your money. They'd much rather you buy random so that you end up having to buy more because they know you won't get what you want.
But for them, like, but for that to happen, it's very difficult, because I just know that it's not worth taking the risk, because if I'm there and I'm not allowed to scan them, I just they're not. How can they possibly expect me to go and buy them at random when surely they'll know that I can just go to somewhere else, scan them. I could buy them individually online. I can go to a Bricklink. I can go to a marketplace, Vinted, and things like that. For them to put me in a position to buy one, oh damn, I've already got this minifigure, and then I need to go now buy another one. The odds of that is very small. Or big. Is it small, big? No. Is it big? It would be big, wouldn't it? The odds would be big. Or would it be small?
I think small.
The odds would.
But if it's 5,000 to 1, that's big.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be 2 to 1.
They would benefit from you more if you did that. Whereas what we're saying is actually, from a customer point of view, footfall is your footfall is so important. If you want people in your store buying your product, you have to make your product desirable. If your product is not desirable, no one is stepping foot in your store. So if you were taking away something from someone that other retailers are just like, we don't care, do what you want. You know, you're not harming the product. You know, if someone stands in and reading the instructions on the back of a box to see if it needs 2 AA batteries, are you suddenly going to take that away from them as well? Because you're doing no difference. The only fundamental difference you're doing is you've got a phone screen over it. You're not hurting the product.
Yeah.
That's right.
So there is no excuse that they can give for why they wouldn't let someone do it. Because it's a theft deterrent. People aren't going to steal. If people are going to steal, they're going to steal anyway. It has nothing to do with them being in boxes. So, you know, I just think it gives more people an opportunity, especially in our economy where everything is tough. It gives people an opportunity to get the figures that they want, and it harms nobody. It doesn't harm anybody. Because when people are filling the bags up, the outcomes were exactly the same. If there was a desirable figure, people were filling up the bags and taking it anyway, and then buying all of those. So the situation was already the same as it was a couple of years ago. So there is no fundamental reason why they should stop people from doing it. And it's just, I don't want to use bad language, but it's a lot of bull crap. that they give.
Oh.
I am loving this Alpine Lodge, by the way. It's so cute. It's
Yeah.
so good.
It is good.
Right. By the way, since Chris is all done with his build, what you guys think? I have.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Top
well,
trump.
Chris is going to win.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
get 0 points. That's
Top
fine.
trumps.
Do you know them?
Top trumps.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. Yeah, top trumps. They've been going on for years. You got top trumps football. You have top trumps Disney, like anything really.
Right. I have Marvel.
That's cool.
I have Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I have Star Wars coming.
Okay.
And I have Harry Potter. Let's draw a random one. Oh my goodness. It's in German.
It's in German.
Oh.
Okay, well, I ain't reading the questions out then.
You have to translate.
I think.
Can you translate it then?
Yes, I can translate it. It's just, it starts with a name. I think Wormtail is the name of the character that these questions are about. Because all of the cards are in relation to different either scenes, characters, things like these. So this is about Wormtail. And first question, who is it that Wormtail kills on order of Lord Voldemort?
That's Cedric Diggory.
Yay! Yes.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
And if that would have, if that wouldn't have been the answer on the thing, then Top Trump's got it wrong because Chris would never get it wrong.
Right, exactly.
Got it wrong.
Right.
Watch the Tri-Wizard House of Tournaments hosted by Helen Mirren. There were some questions I got wrong because it's really hard stuff because they take it from the books. If you can track it down, it's a very good watch. It's 4 parts and it's an American Harry Potter quiz show. You can tell it's American because they go all over the top, you know, the way they behave. Yeah. So no offense to our American friends, by the way, but it's just we like things a bit prim and proper over here.
Right.
Yeah, they need to think for that.
Right.
Give us another one, Nicole.
Right. What kind of gift gives Lord Voldemort to Wormtail?
Metal hand.
Yeah. Ding ding ding.
Yeah, because it's part of his sacrifice. He cuts his hand off.
Right. Exactly.
These cards need for extra points.
Right. How does Wormtail kill Cedric Diggory?
Avada Kedavra.
Yeah. We need.
This is where it says Top Trump's answers contributed by Chris.
Right. Auroran. What is the job of an Auror?
Auror is to compete against dark wizards.
Yes. Okay. You will know that too. Which teacher is teaching against the dark arts? And is an ex-Aurora played by Brendan Gleeson.
That's Mad-Eye Moody.
Yeah. I need to find more difficult questions.
Does Harry Potter have a scar? True or false?
True.
Ginny Weasley. Who is the person who puts Tom Riddle's diary into her into her.
Lucius Malfoy.
Yes.
That was like a really like. Oh, you got it right. That was almost like a for God's sake.
Yeah. Yeah, you will know with who was Ginny in a relationship on Harry's 6th year of school.
6 years of school, Dean Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah. We will not leave before.
That's the pressure I get. Is there's an expectation not to get any wrong.
Oh, tomorrow at 6 in the morning, we are still here. Oh. Oh.
No, my social battery can't last that long.
Right.
Oh, Mateus is in, and Mateus has asked a question.
Ooh.
The actor playing Moody has a son who also played in Harry Potter. As what character?
Oh, that's Bill Weasley.
There you go, Mateus. We'll give you time to answer. There's no way it was wrong, so if Chris said that's what it is, then it's what it is.
Yes, Bill
We'll
Weasley.
just wait for the correct. Nailed it. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, what is the correct birth order of the Weasley children?
You know what? Sorry, birth order.
Yeah. So Ginny was the youngest, and then.
Oh, blimey! I mean, that the difficulty thing is George and Fred. I mean, I wouldn't know which one of them was technically born first out of those two. That could be a bit of a trump, that would. So it'd have to be, obviously, Ginny's first. It's going to be a guess at the two because I don't know the two births. It's going to be Fred, George. It will be Ron. Then it'd be Percy. Then it would have to be Bill. Then Charlie.
Because if they're twins, then they need to both be the same.
I wouldn't know. One could be born one could be born 2 minutes before.
Yeah, right. So the twins would have to be the same. They'd have to be in the same kind of order. So they'd have to be together. So they have to be.
So it would have to be Ginny, Ron, Fred, George, Percy, Bill, and Charlie.
Simon is saying, "Oh, Chris, I'm so disappointed. Ron is younger than Fred and George."
Yeah, I accidentally said it. Of course, I know Ron's younger because Fred and George leave before they do. I just said it by mistake. I know Ron's younger. It's obvious that is. They leave Hogwarts and work at Weasley Wizard Wheezes, and Ron's still there. I just actually said
I would rather have made it because of when Ron arrives, they are already there. They are leaving. They are not leaving based on an education, and they are finished. They are leaving ahead of time. So theoretically, they could be younger, but deciding to leave ahead of time. But since he arrives and they are already there and being sorted in the house, that's why they must be.
Can I just say, I accidentally said I knew that Ron. I just accidentally said Ron because Charlie, Bill's older.
Yeah, for me, if that was me asking questions, I would have said the twins count as one answer because they're twins.
Right.
Because unless it specifically says 5 minutes older, categorically as a plot point, it's like that's something that you're not going to know off the top of your head unless it's actually told to you.
But but is that Simon actually saying what the answer is, or is that just his? Is that the real answer? Because Charlie's got to be older than Bill. Possibly, but I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I said Ginny, Ron, Fred there. I said Ginny, Ron, Fred, George, Percy, Bill, then Charlie.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
the
Charlie.
answer.
Oh, so Charlie is not the oldest.
Right. What's the second second name of Dolores Umbridge?
The second name of Dolores Umbridge. Second name of Dolores Umbridge.
Yeah. So it's some people are John Matthew Smith.
So you mean
So-
middle name?
Oh, yeah, middle name.
Their
Yeah.
middle name.
Right.
Okay.
You mean the middle name?
Yeah.
Dolores. Is it Jane?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Such an innocent name.
That was only in the books. Oh, Simon's coming for you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Whose portrait is the one that Professor Umbridge turns around on its head so that it does not see the Cruciato curse being inflicted on Harry?
Oh, Cornelius Fudge.
Yeah.
I watched Order of Phoenix today.
Ah, okay.
Still fresh in your mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, which color is the eyes of Madame Hooch?
The eyes. The eyes of Madame Hooch. Gosh. Eyes of Madame
Redmond.
Hooch.
Oh, Simon's got another question after that, and Redmond's got another question after that. Oh, they were testing you.
Gosh, true.
I think you
Redmond's
see
might
it
be
in
teasing.
yeah. I think you see it in the movies when they
Just trying to picture it. Zoe Wanamaker. That's the person who plays Madame Hooch.
Amazing actress. Love her.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've only known. Well, I've seen her in My Family. I can't really remember her in anything else.
She was the narrator in Fable as well.
Was
If
she?
you've ever played Fable.
It's not blue. It's not green. It's not red. I don't think that's red. It's. I want to say yellow or orange. One of those two.
Yeah, perfect.
Really?
Yes. Maybe
Wow.
she drank too much butterbeer.
I think Redmond's question might be a tease.
Yeah, right.
Wind up merchant.
Right. Yeah. But which wood was Harry's first wand made of?
So not the core. Harry's first wand. I know it's Phoenix Feather. I know it's Phoenix Feather. That's a core.
Yeah.
Holly.
Holly
with
Simon?
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Holly.
I don't know.
Oh, you're not asking this. Oh,
No. That is from Simon.
No, Simon's confirmed it. Simon
Yes.
confirmed yes, Holly.
All right, cool.
Redmond's question, which he is insinuating is not a P take, is which Weasley twin was the mistake?
Weasley twin?
And he assures me it is not a P take. I call him out on it, saying it's a P take.
I don't know. The Weasley twin.
See, told you, Redmond.
I wouldn't know.
If Chris don't know, it don't exist.
Well, technically, you've got one wrong. Bill and Charlie. I didn't know which one was older. I would have thought Charlie would have been. The reason why I went with Charlie is because even when Ron was in his first year, he spoke about him working with dragons, right? And I thought, well, Bill goes out with Fleur Delacour, so Bill's only a few years older, so that's why I always keep thinking Charlie's the oldest, because Bill can't be older and go out with Fleur, who's quite young, because Fleur's the same age.
Yeah, although older man and younger woman dating, it would be if it were the other way around. If he would be only 16 years old and she's already 23, it would be icky. But yeah,
either way around, I see as icky. I don't see one or the other. I see it the same. It's just like, age gaps. If there's a significant age gap, especially at their age, I think proportionately to the age there are, there's a significant difference there, because you're almost talking not quite a grown-up, let's be honest. They're not an adult yet. They're still adolescents. So if one's an adult, one's still adolescent, and there's a bit of a big...
Oh, I'm just looking at... Oh, yes. So I got it. I got two things wrong here, because I know when I accidentally said Ron, but I know obviously no Ron was younger than Fred and George. But I said Fred then George. So George, it's still part is one. I can see it now. But Bill is 1970. Yeah, Fred and George. Yeah, the Harry Potter fandom has treated it as they're together, Fred and George.
Yeah.
Obviously, technically, one of them's going to be older.
Yeah.
Fleur must be at least a year older than Harry. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. She's around about the same age.
Right.
Yeah, because Harry was a year younger. That's why he wasn't allowed to compete.
Right.
Yeah.
Just goes to show.
Yeah, we have a Twitch question. What is your thoughts on misprints?
Hope they don't happen.
Obviously, it depends on if you've spent. Obviously, Lego's a premium product, so if you've spent X amount of money on a product and there's a misprint, then the first thing I'd be doing is getting up, going to Lego and getting a replacement for it. But I know people seek misprints because they see them as more valuable. Not me though. If I'm buying a set, I'm buying it to complete it and build it. If there's a misprint, it's frustrating. But there's a market for it. People seek misprints as collector's items.
Right.
Depends how bad the misprint is. I think there was a Star Wars. I remember somebody in the community had a Star Wars misprint, but it made the minifigure look even better. I can't remember what it was. Some character, a minifigure 10 years ago, something like that. The misprint made the minifigure look really, really good. I mean, like, imagine like if they actually misprinted a minifigure and made it pearl gold. I mean, that'd be worth quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
You'd be like, I don't mind that being a mistake. Like, no, I'm fine about that. Like,
yeah, like a pearl gold Hulk. That'd be worth a lot.
That would be a lot. That'd be funny. That person would be rich. Because what people wouldn't give to have those. Because obviously, as we were saying, there's a huge market for it. There's a huge market for misprints. people like to collect. I mean, in any fandom, if there's that elusive thing that is super rare, people are going to want it. They're going to want to do everything they can to get it.
Right. Oh, thank you very much, Ems, for being with us. And it's 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
Is it already? Gosh.
Yeah.
Time does fly when you're having fun.
Right.
Yeah, bye, Emily.
Thank you so much.
See you later, Ems.
See you. Now the question is, do we just end the stream or do we engage in the tricky thing of ending the stream without ending the stream, but raiding on Twitch? I have never done that.
I've never dual streamed before. All we can say to Twitch viewers is, if you get a raid, you get a raid. If you don't, forgive us, we're not Fab.
Right, exactly.
We would do our best. But
I guess.
Shall we show what we've been building?
Oh, right. Right. Yes.
Who's going to go first? Do you want to go first, Nicole?
No, mine is too heavy, and I did not make any changes. So I would say we go with plan 4. Nope.
Oh, okay. So this is what I've been building.
So cool.
I am on bag 9, so I'm going to continue to build it to get it finished today. But look how amazing all that dark orange is. It looks so good.
It looks amazing.
And there's a light brick as well in it. So I don't know if I can show you. Let me bring it up to the camera. There we are. So if I show you that, if you look at the fireplace.
Yeah. That's incredible.
You can toast your marshmallows in there.
Yeah. It looks incredible.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
And Chris.
Right. Tree.
Very nice.
Places to put your mail bags. These little trolleys.
They're my favourites.
Sign.
So cool.
Little seal.
I love that little seal.
It is
so
adorable,
cute.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
This as well. Where all the letters go and the parcels go.
Very cool.
And post office.
Ooh.
Oh, it's just so pretty. Now I wonder if that table is going to fall out like it did for me every single time I moved it.
Which table?
The little table in Santa's little room. That thing's only held up by one stud. Every time I moved it, it popped off.
And the balloon.
Yeah, very cool.
Which goes just there. And where you could also possibly toast your marshmallows.
Cool. Yeah. I want to go on a balloon ride and toast some marshmallows. That sounds amazing.
But this is my favourite one so far. I think out of the 3, throughout 2025, I do want to get the gingerbread house, Santa's visit, and the Alpha Club shop. I will get that. Not going to get it yet. No. Definitely want to catch up on that. Hopefully it goes a little bit cheaper in the year. I don't know. But yeah, I think I need to get those 6. But so far, this is probably my favourite.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Edges Main Street.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I completely get it. Like the parcel sorting system is just so cool. Like the whole, how it's all integrated in. It's just so fun.
Oh, yeah. Because you can just tilt the letters and it goes down this slide, this little chute, and then it lands into this.
Yeah.
The bottom, and then you just move it and it just falls out.
And you can position your good or bad trolley to then put the letter into there and then take it.
Yeah, but there's also another chute as well. What looks like a bed. Looks like a yellow bed, but it's not. It just goes straight down. It's pretty cool.
Right. Very cool. I would say I will write in the chat on Twitch #raid and then the brick bots. Let's see what happens. And then we keep on going on YouTube for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
On my end, it doesn't say anything at all. So
let me hop into the chat on Twitch and see. Is this Twitch? Oh, I was a view on Twitch the entire time, by the way. Who are we raiding?
I know that the brick bots are live.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can do this.
And usually you type raid and then just the name of the channel, right?
Yeah. So they are. Hold on.
Oh, Redmond, you said exclamation mark raid.
Yeah, that's if you've got commands set up.
Ah, okay.
Right.
No raid call.
I don't have permission, but literally it's /raid at the Britbots. So do you have permission to raid?
Oh,
if you don't, we can't.
Yeah.
Because as the channel owner is the only one that can, unless you've been given mod rights to raid.
Ah.
I can't.
Right. No. Invalid username.
It looks like this. If it comes up. Let me put in private chat what you said.
Right. Yeah.
And you can copy it from there. So it should be. And then it'll tell you whether you have permission to do it or not. If you don't have permission to do it, we can't raid, sadly.
Right.
We just have to put the link in the channel and the description and ask our amazing followers on Twitch to go and seek them out.
It at least typed it.
Yeah, I can see you've typed it. Did it say underneath you don't have permission to perform this action? It's not done a raid. I don't think, sadly, friends, we can. I don't think we have the jurisdiction to do it because we're not the channel owner. We might just have to ask our friends to go follow.
Right.
Over on Twitch.
Right. Follow the link. I put in a shout out for the brickbots, and it would be great if you went to them and gave them our hugs and greetings and tell them that this is an unofficial raid.
Yeah, unofficial raid.
Oh. Okay, then thank you very much, everyone, for being with us. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas time and hope to see you maybe between the years or latest then in 2025. Thank you so much for everything, you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
And start of the week. Bye.